Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the Buckhorn City Council voted to remove its mayor yesterday after continuous back and forth issues. And the state legislature is officially underway for the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 5:32 on January 3rd. Now let's check in with meteorologist Shane Smith for a look at your forecast this morning. And Shane, it is a chilly start to the morning out there. I wish I would have brought a bigger coat this morning.
Yeah, you definitely need the parka or the heavy coat this morning. Temperatures are into the mid-20s. Let's get on over to the satellite and radar picture. Take a look at what's going on out there right now. You can see we've got clear skies for a lot of the area. Just a few thin clouds are left across the region this morning. That's why temperatures are dropping so much with those clear skies. All that heat, and there wasn't much of it to begin with, radiates back out to outer space. Clouds tend to act as a blanket, keeps us a little bit warmer. Pinpoint Doppler nice and dry at 25 right now at the WYMT studio here in Hazard. We are seeing clear conditions on both US 23 and I-75 this morning. 23 right now, Williamsburg, 25 London, 24 Manchester, 29 Jackson, 26 Prestonsburg, 27 into Pikeville, 19 in Jonesville. Factor in the wind, feeling just a little bit cooler and a few spots this morning, and you may need to scrape that windshield as we do have a little bit of frost in some locations this morning. I know I had to run the old defroster a little bit this morning and get everything ready to go. Temperatures going only into the low 40s today for highs, and we will see some cooler conditions tomorrow as a cold front rolls in, and a slight chance of snow that comes with that. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes.
Shane, thank you. The Buckhorn City Council members voted to remove Mayor Paul Robert Turner from office yesterday evening. Turner was the only member of the council who was not present at last night's meeting. Turner was elected in 2022 and took office in January 2023. City council members say issues began in the summer with questionable financial practices involved during a 4th of July fireworks display. Sam Collins also says Turner has refused to work together on plans for a water plant in Buckhorn.
He is, for the last 2 months, basically refused to work with the city of Hazard.
We reached out to former Buckhorn Mayor Paul Robert Turner. He has not responded. The state legislature is back underway. The 2024 session began yesterday at noon. There's been some questions raised about rules over the process and procedure. Much of the debate over that took place in the House. We're also learning a little more about some lawmakers' priorities. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what took place.
Ceremony and swearings in mark the first day of the 2024 legislative session.
If so, say I do.
I do.
After the state's constitutional officers all took their oaths in a packed rotunda, it was off to the gaveling in of each chamber. Now, no bills have been brought up for votes yet. It's too early for that, but there was plenty of debate over process and procedure.
I personally have experienced the lack of transparency that comes with committee substitutes, and they're delayed sometimes the day of, that we get to see them before we as legislators have to take votes on them in committee.
But the concept that it is somehow an insurgency or an attack to have this discussion, to propose rules, to have that conversation is very detrimental to this process.
The budget will be the main item for this year. We're still trying to get a grasp on exactly what the House and Senate will be voting on. Speaker Osborne stating that it's too early to say exactly. However, Governor Beshear has proposed a spending plan of about $130 billion, which he says will be the largest in state history. He also says there is a very healthy and robust rainy day fund.
The spending plan will start in the House. Speaker David Osborne says their bill could be ready within the next week. One issue that Governor Beshear and Democrats have been pushing is universal pre-K.
But I think everybody understands that we need to work on something related to providing daycare and having access to quality daycare, not just during a school day or a school year.
We are very supportive of the governor's Education First budget points that he talked about, raises for teachers and all public employees.
Legislative leaders did say they believe there are items both sides can agree on that'll be included in the budget. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The legislature will meet a total of 60 days and must adjourn by April 15th. Teachers throughout the Commonwealth have their eyes on Frankfort as the legislative session begins. Governor Beshear is proposing an 11% pay raise, but that's far from a done deal. WYMT's Madison Carmouche spoke with the Chief Financial Officer of Perry County Schools about what this could mean for educators and students.
Just ahead of budget approval in the Kentucky legislature, an analysis by the Kentucky Center for Economic Policy revealed that after accounting for inflation, teachers in the Commonwealth will make nearly $10,000 less in the 2023 to 2024 year than they did in the 2007 to 2008 year.
We love it when legislation begins to talk about, pay raises and compensation for school district employees, and whether or not that's going to happen, of course, might be left up to them, but we're excited about the conversation that's about to take place.
Chief Financial Officer of Perry County Schools, Jody Maggard, says many educators have families to provide for, so it's hard to both retain and recruit them.
But you don't see a lot of traditional four-year college degrees for education anymore coming out, and I think that's has something to do with it. And I think one of the great injustices that a lot of people don't realize is that you're asking teachers to have 3 college degrees to make $50,000 a year.
Maggard says he hopes that if the pay increase is approved, then more people from the region will pursue a career in education.
If we can say that you can come back home and earn as much money as you could elsewhere, have a wonderful career and great opportunities, be able to raise your family here, then it just all comes together and works.
Maggard says he and others are hopefully awaiting the outcome.
Our ears are open to what's going on in Frankfort, and it's already been a lot of talk around the office this morning. Opening day, sessions starting, there's been a lot of talk.
In Perry County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Today, Governor Beshear will deliver his State of the Commonwealth address. It will be the first of his new term. It's set to happen at 7 p.m. tonight before a joint session of the Kentucky State Senate and the House of Representatives. We have an update on a story we told you about last week. A convicted killer in Scott County is staying in prison. Roger Macbeth had his parole denied yesterday morning. He said at a parole hearing last week he deserves to stay in prison. The Kentucky Parole Board says Macbeth will have another opportunity for parole in 2034. He pleaded guilty to complicity to murder in the death of Ashley Lyons. He admitted to shooting her. A Laurel County man is behind bars after police say they found drugs on him. Yesterday, deputies with London PD received complaints about a person possibly intoxicated inside Walmart. When deputies found 41-year-old Joshua Denson, he reportedly had trouble keeping his balance and his speech was slurred. A large amount of crystal substance believed to be meth was found in Denson's possession. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. Also in Laurel County, deputies are warning about a phone scam. The caller wants people to pay money to Buckhorn regarding not reporting for jury duty. Officials say it is a scam to steal money from unsuspecting citizens. Officials urge you not to give out personal data or financial information. The Kentucky River Area Development District food truck was serving senior adults warm meals at the Cornettsville Fire Department. Food truck manager Brianna Howard says the food truck is officially serving its senior adult population 60 years and older. warm meals each day of the week in the remote areas of the counties they serve. She says so far it has been a success.
It's been nice being able to offer a meal to people who may not have a warm meal. So far, everybody likes the food, and that's a plus. And it's every day it grows a little more, so it's been nice.
The food truck makes stops in Breathitt, Knott, Lee, Leslie, Letcher, Owsley, Perry, and Wolfe counties each month. The schedule for January is posted on WYMT.com.